Hello, welcome to this day's tutorial. I recently did the one piece shirt tutorial by Jen Evers. I will put the link down below. And while I enjoyed it, I thought it was so hard to try and do it with cardstock because I have arthritis, so I have problems we've been able to put a lot of pressure on things. So I've been looking around watching videos, and this is my take on making a shirt. It can be for a masculine card, or you can add designs on the outside and make it more frilly for a female. I don't take credit for this because there are plenty of other people out there who've probably done better videos. But as we all know, I like to have a go and help newbies out. The measurements I've got are: your main card is 10 by 8 inches. This card we will score either side at 2.5 inches. So 2.5 inches there. And from this side would be score at 7.5, which will give you your 2.5 inches from the right hand side. Let me write that down so I don't forget. Right hand side, score at 7.5. This will give you your basic gatefold card. So fold over your sides and score down. Now there is your basic card. However, if you're going to decorative trim to put an inside piece like I am, I would suggest that you take the card and score in 1 inch on both sides. So on the right hand side that would be at 9 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 eighths. And if you turn it over and score it both ways, this makes it a lot easier for cutting, as it breaks up the fibres in the cardstock. I, while it's on here, actually use my box cutter knife. You could use your craft knife, your Stanley blade, whatever knife you feel comfortable cutting with. And then do the same on the other side, marking at 1 inch, which would be, well, I don't even think it's 1 inch, is it? No, it's 1/8. It's the second groove across. If you need an exact measurement, you could always turn it over and do what I did on the other side, which was do it at the, if you turned it over after cutting the one side, it would be there. So yeah, you'll get the idea. I'm not very good on measurements, and as I said, I'm sure there's someone out there who could show you this card a lot better than I can. And the only reason I've done that is now when you fold it, you'll have a little bit of a gap there, which when you put your inside piece in will make a lot of sense. Now take your corner of your card and fold it till it meets the other corner. Use your score tool and score it. This will give you your shirt flap. And do the same on the other side. Turn it round. Let's see if I can get the camera view in. And bring the fold over till it meets the edge. Press it down and score. Now there's nothing stopping you, stopping right there. You could put some buttons with some ribbon and fasten it. However, what I want to do is give the illusion of a shirt underneath. So I have cut a piece of card. It is, let's make it 8 inches in length. Cut off this excess here. So that gives us 8 inches across, and it's 4 inches down. So your inside paper is 8 by 4 to start with. Then if you line it up inside, you'll see where you want it. Yes, it doesn't meet all across, and you can by all means make this 10 inches if you want it exact. But as you won't see it, I didn't think it was worth wasting the paper. Now obviously we don't need it all up here, so I would say here, right, I've made a mark. Let's see where that is. So that is 5 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, no it isn't, it is, it's 5 and 1, 3, 4, 5, 6 eighths. So score your bit of paper with whatever tool you use, and remove. So I'm going to write these measurements down. So that is 5 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 eighths. So that's 5 and 6 eighths by 4. And at that we will pause the video and come right back as there is somebody at my door. And welcome back. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. Where were we? Oh yeah, we'd cut your inside piece at 5 and 6 eighths by 4. We'll now glue this. You can use whichever one you want. I personally like this. I think it's a bit more tomboyish. I wouldn't say ladish, I wouldn't say manly, I'd say in between, but you feel free to use whatever piece of paper you would like on the inside of your card. I mean, you don't even have to use one at all, as I will show you in an earlier card. So we will bring this down to the bottom and leave an inch at the bottom, about 1.5 to 2 inches either side, just so that when you shut it, it now looks like you have a shirt underneath. And feel free to bring it right down to the bottom, or to trim if you want it. Really, you could come along and by all means trim that bit off. It's personal preference. However, what I am going to do is use a punch, and I am going to punch the edge and maybe make it look a bit more feminine. But as I said, you're welcome to stop where we just did and you will have a manly card. Now with these Martha Stewart punches, they're brilliant because you line up your pattern over this side or that side, making sure that your card is flush against this so you know it's straight, and that way you are always lined up to where to punch, so you don't end up with those horrid gaps that we've all had as crafters. And don't worry about this, you can either trim it off or you can do what I will do, which is go back over with the punch and I will line this up and punch down so that you get a shape here. But as we don't really want half a cut, I am going to trim that there, go up here and trim that there. And then just brush your bits to the side. Turn it round and do the same. You can, of course, turn your punch upside down when you do your first punch so that you know you are at the edge. But as I said, just keep going along until you get to the edge of your card, and then you will have a nice pattern on your card to just make it look that little bit more fancy. And if you have missed a little bit, just go in with a pair of scissors and snip it off. You know, there's no mistakes in card making, they're all happy accidents. And every mistake can be turned into something good. And that's why I never edit out any mistakes that I do make. Because if I did, how would you learn how to fix them? And if I hadn't had a lot of support from my friends, I probably wouldn't be where I am today. And by all means, I am still learning. I am nowhere near an experienced crafter. Nowhere near. Let's move this to the side. Bring it back round, fold that back down. Feel free to score again if you think that the punch has knocked it out of shape. And there, ladies and gentlemen, is your finished shirt card. Feel free, if you don't want this here, to use a plate and make it curve round and put a line of gems. If however you don't want the inside card, you could do it like I have with this one, which meets in the middle. Fold your flaps, and you could always put some ribbon, thin ribbon, through these punch holes, make it look like it's tied, or leave the punch lines off altogether and make it a manly card. This is your card to do what you think best. Put buttons on it, whatever, it is your card. Have fun, and thank you for watching Miss Fitch Crafting.